All right, everyone, I hate to say I told you so again, but I told you so. I predicted that Paul Manafort was the most likely individual who would be indicted by Mueller. See, when they handed through the sealed indictments, it's like, well, I wonder who the names could possibly be here. I said Paul Manafort's number one, most likely. Tony Podesta probably number two, judging simply by the fact that a couple days before he'd been mentioned by the Mueller investigation. Three would be Flynn, but I thought Flynn was more of a long shot. Now, the reason why Manafort made sense is we already know that Paul Manafort was involved with foreign groups. So it just made sense to say, well, with a little bit more digging, would we find that there was a little bit of a connection there that goes beyond the more mundane, more of the questionable side, into the realm of being illegal. And of course, when you're dealing with the sort of bureaucratic legalese that goes on with diplomacy and political campaigns and contributions and businesses and stuff, it's probably a lot easier than you think to run afoul of the law. It's probably pretty easy to break U.S. code when it comes to such things. But he's being charged with conspiracy against the United States, Paul Manafort is. But then again, we have to think of something. Is Paul Manafort Donald Trump, or is Paul Manafort the former campaign strategist who in turn was then let go of? Oh, he was let go of. I wonder why that was. It wasn't because he was particularly ineffectual, was it? No, he seemed to be, he's an excellent campaign strategist. He worked in the Reaganite era. We're talking about a Ronald Reagan Republican. Big, heavy-hitting name. Well, I wonder what the other reasons could possibly be. Could it be Trump had an inkling of what was going on, said, well, I don't want to be connected with this because I know that my enemies are going to use it based on my campaign strategy? Yeah, I think so. Does this lead to Trump? No. Does it lead to anybody directly at the moment associated with Trump? No, it doesn't lead to a Bannon. It doesn't lead to a Kushner. It doesn't lead to any of these other people. That is that Paul Manafort, I think, Mueller has gone through. By now, he probably realizes Donald Trump has not colluded with the Russians. But he needs to have somebody to put in jail, or at least indict, because otherwise all the Clintonians will probably raise up in arms because they'll be pissed and say, oh, it was compromised, it wasn't fair. So he's probably got the go-ahead from Trump himself. He said, well, you know, Manafort was kind of talking to the Russians. We can make a case, whether it sticks or not doesn't make sense. So he said, well, we're going to go after him. Trump's like, yeah, whatever. Who fucking cares? It's not me. And now Manafort gets thrown the clink. Tony Podesta could, by the way, you know, it'd be really funny. The ultimate humor, the ultimate irony. Imagine Manafort gets indicted and then like John Podesta, who was Clinton's campaign manager. Imagine he gets indicted too on the same charges. So we've got a Democrat and a Republican from the two different campaigns and they both get indicted at the same time. That'd be so funny. But here you go. Mueller hasn't named Trump. Trump wasn't indicted, just like everyone who was sane imagined wouldn't actually happen, because Trump has not colluded with the Russians. The fact that Manafort supposedly did something fishy, the fact that Kushner may have done stupid shit, whether it was legal or not, doesn't mean that Trump was even aware that it was going on. And if he was, it doesn't mean it was with his blessing. It doesn't even necessarily mean Trump himself would know whether it was legal or not. He's not an expert in literally everything under the sun. He's an expert in business, not necessarily an expert in legalese. So, yeah, Manafort's fucked, maybe. But Trump's not. It's not Donald Trump being indicted. Some people tried to claim that it would be, oh, Donald Trump he's about to get impeached. And I'm like, ha, I'm sitting there laughing. And other sane people are laughing. Even some of the Trump fans are like, oh, Mueller, he's going for the jugular. Here comes the deep state for Donald Trump. No, it's not the way that it works. There is some semblance of defense of the president going on right now. Stop worrying so much. That's about all. Peace out.